Curse of the Allflame has been officially released for over a week, and players have had mixed opinions on the new league, sometimes even hearing more negative than positive feedback. Players likely noticed at the beginning of the league that the most significant positive change is the substantial improvement in the diversity and usability of leveling builds. First, with numerous skill adjustments, PoE now features several competitive builds that players can easily pick up and transition into, no longer limited to a few top-tier builds. For example, while Winter Orb isn't entirely new, its buffs have given it a near-new skill experience. And in melee combat, skills like Earthquake and Bone Shatter are quite effective. In the summoning system, Animate Weapon, Summon Raging Spirit, and the Hybrid Zoo build have all received buffs. They were already quite strong, and this league further enhances them. Furthermore, while Storm Burst Totem, Static Strike, Kinetic Blast Totem, and Archmage system have been nerfed, they are still usable. The core mechanic of this league is considered a combination of Expedition and Heist, as players prevent Expedition-like beacons from revealing areas. However, the revealed content is no longer limited to monsters, but includes many interactive items, meaning that the vast majority of loot comes from clicking on ground items rather than from kills. This mechanic, while fast-paced and moderately time-consuming within the map, consistently yields a certain number of rare monsters. Combined with Voyage system, it expands brief encounters into larger, continuous experiences, resulting in a well-designed overall game loop. Even though ground-based loot issues still limit our games, the mechanic's inherent fun, and some rewards still deserve our appreciation. The two new ascendancies introduced in the new league will naturally be a focus of our attention in the early stages of the game. One is Velka Bloodline, derived from the league mechanic, boasting several attractive nodes. The other is Abyssal Bloodline, slightly less powerful. But if you're not pursuing extreme efficiency, the new ascendancies always offer new gameplay options. In addition, a batch of new legendary items have arrived, such as Drugger's Lantern, whose effect is similar to Righteous Fire's damage over time aura, but with higher damage and a more visually stunning appearance. Players are currently trending towards making it a viable equipment option. Have you noticed how much of a pain you've experienced with gold grinding in this league? Previously in Path of Exile, gold accumulation required to build facilities like Kingsmarch was often daunting, especially before we had a strategy for high-density map grinding. Severe gold shortages were common. The current league mechanics allow us to generate gold in large quantities, making gold accumulation much smoother from the early to mid-game. This means we can refund points or acquire gear through grinding much earlier. At the same time, the liquidity of some tradable items can grind ore to allow players to directly acquire specific map drops in trade, eliminating the need for manual map grinding and further enhancing resource acquisition. Players are gradually accepting. However, as characters become stronger, the most rewarding currency earning and challenging top-tier map content has kept pace. This leads to a feeling of having untapped power, considering that tackling high difficulty is not worthwhile. It must be said that the number of bugs in the early stages of Path of Exile 3.29 was significantly lower. It's fair to say that the boss battles are among the best designed in recent years, as they are genuinely fun and have clear mechanics. Second, the underwater areas in the game not only lack interfering elements such as oxygen, but their art style has also been well received by players. Slot pressure in the early game has also been significantly reduced, making gameplay smoother. Although NPC shop refresh mechanism was changed to only partially update each level instead of completely resetting, the reduced slot pressure mitigated the inconvenience caused by this change. Furthermore, Mark skills have returned as a viable build option. Although initially controversial, it has become a reliable choice after subsequent adjustments and player contributions. Of course, as mentioned earlier, there was also considerable negative feedback from players regarding Path of Exile 3.29, and it has issues that we cannot ignore. For example, the issue of ground drops has reached its peak in this league. Currently, the vast majority of meaningful loot comes from clicking on fixed containers like chests, rather than from random drops after monster kills, resulting in a lack of truly motivating farming opportunities for players. While the concept of relic-type unique items is interesting, in actual PoE gameplay, it's difficult to obtain effective affixes, leading many players to report not being able to acquire usable versions. Therefore, the acquisition method for these items still needs improvement.